And hashtag the 9 week. We want you all to chime in. Ryan, you got cut off.
You cannot have a 60-second topic be a very controversial one. Right. So you like to revisit these. So here's my position on Colin Kaepernick, who just settled over the weekend with the NFL. There's a confidentiality agreement, so just to catch you up, upwards of $70 to $100 million. It is believed that he got in a settlement with the NFL. Now, neither side can speak of this. Now, in regards to Colin Kaepernick, because he says he still wants to play in the NFL, my advice to him was to go to the AAF, this new American Alliance American Football League. Go tear it up and make it impossible for an NFL team not to sign you. I don't think that's going to happen.
And I'm saying that regardless of what he does, he probably would not be signed. When you're blackballed from your profession, that tends to be what it is. I think he's proven himself enough. If you look at only the stats, I think the common consensus is he was good enough the last time we saw him play to have a job in the NFL. So I don't know that he should have to go to a lower league to prove himself again.
I see and I hear, I've been listening to both you guys, and they've been talking nonstop about this since it was first brought up. I see absolutely both sides. I think there is an added level if you were to sign Colin Kaepernick. There's another element and layer of news you will be bringing, a spotlight you will be bringing onto your organization. And some organizations are saying, for a guy who's right there on the cusp, is he a top 10 quarterback? No.
Right.
So is it worth bringing that spotlight to every practice, every press conference, everything,
and that's
for
on
a guy
the people,
who may be a backup?
That's on fans, but is it worth it to bring Kareem Hunt, a guy on video just a few months ago, hold on, knocking a woman back and forth in a hotel hallway? It's all there. It's all on tape. Released from his team. Now, the second that team's investigation is over, picked up and signed. So you have to decide what your morals and your values are and then stick to that.
I will say this. In defending the signing of Kareem Hunt is something I'm not going to do. But when there's an ideal and then there's reality. And the reality is Kareem Hunt is a top 5 running back in the National Football League. When he was cut by the Kansas City Chiefs, when that video surfaced, I said, this guy's going to get picked up in a week. And it was a couple of months down the road, but there was no doubt that at 23 years old, Kareem Hunt was going to get signed. Ray Rice, who was kind of the first, he was the running back for the Baltimore Ravens, who was seen knocking his girlfriend out in an elevator, did not get signed. Ray Rice was I guess if you want to differentiate domestic violence things, but the bottom line is Ray Rice was not a good running back anymore. Okay, so he was not. Let me just.
If you're good, we are. If okay you're good, with they domestic violence.
Not we.
We are not okay with speaking up and trying to move the needle in the national conversation forward.
Not we.
I think Maurielle is right there. You cannot be okay with one and not okay with the other, because Kareem Hunt shouldn't be playing football. I don't care how good he is. I don't care if he's the top player in the NFL ever. He shouldn't be playing.
I just want to be very clear. I'm not saying he should either. Right. But what I'm saying is there's an idea and then there's a reality. Okay. And the reality is talent wins out always.
The reality is that Kareem Hunt has been signed to the Browns. Where's the outrage? Where is all of that hate? Okay. So the question that I ask is, if Colin Kaepernick had said, I want to take a knee because veterans are not being treated fairly. They go, they fight for us, they put their lives on the line, and when they come back, we're not taking care of them the way that he should. If he had done everything the same way and taken the knee, would you still be upset? And if the answer is no, then you have to check yourself and ask yourself, why is it that you're so upset about talking about race relations and police brutality, but if you would be okay with him taking a knee for veterans, would you be upset about what has happened to him? And leave it there.
Maurielle, I understand everything you're saying, and I'm not even going to try to disagree with you.
Thanks.
But here's what you cannot deny. In Colin Kaepernick's last 2 years playing football, he was 3-16 as a record, 59% 51% completion rate. That would be amongst the lowest in the NFL, and a 22-9 touchdown to interception ratio.
Okay.
And what I'm saying is there is a risk reward that every NFL owner will go to when they sign a player.
Josh McGowan, Mike Glennon, Blake Bortles.
I am not saying any of this.
Well, but your point is that he's not good enough to play.
My point is,
we can list
I'm
all
not
the
saying
players
that. No,
that
I think he is good enough to play.
Okay,
I think
what
he
are
is.
you talking about?
I'm telling you, I think there's a risk reward. I think he is good enough talent-wise to be in the NFL, but you can, when it comes to Colin Kaepernick, these owners will take Martha Ford, for instance. You think Colin Kaepernick is better than Matt Castle? Yes, he is. Do you think he's better than Jake Rudock? Yes, he is.
And that's really the only question on the table.
But
if he's good enough for a job, should he get it?
But are you going to? All things are not created equal, and the talent is not. It's not just the talent. It's everything encompassing that goes along with Colin Kaepernick. Now, I think there's a couple teams out there.
Saying all things are not created equal in a Colin Kaepernick conversation when he's only talking about the treatment of black and brown people.
It's not apples to apples, though. It's not apples to apples. You're not evaluating, but you can't leave it there. You're not evaluating Colin Kaepernick on his talent only. And that's what I mean by that. You have to encompass all things that go along with Colin Kaepernick before you sign him. That's what I mean by that. It's apples to oranges when you just talk about Matt Castle's talent. And I'm using him because he's a Lions quarterback. Matt Castle's talent. Nobody cares about Matt Castle. Matt Castle's not selling tickets. Nobody's burning their tickets over Matt Castle being signed by the Lions.
I'm going to move this conversation
But that's
along.
what I mean.